Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxys map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the north, and then ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1, let's go Eastern player. We have in Rust, it is Dromokus. He's playing as a Cybran. He is a 1700. He is the highest rated player on his team of Team 1 and tied for the highest rated player overall. To his northwest, we have in Imperial Grade is Ayahuasca Desk playing as a Seraphim as a 1400. In Forest Green, the best color in all Supreme Commanderdom. No biases here. Of course, it is Sandman playing as a Cybran as a 1200. To his northwest, we have Master of Seasons. He's playing as an Aeon. He is in Royal Blue as a 1300. In Chevy Crimson to his southwest is Tesla Max. He's playing as a Seraphim as a 1400. In Ruby Red, his next door neighbor, it is Carlos PT. He is a UEF. He is a 1400 as well. Again, in Ruby Red. And rounding out Team 1's lineup in Orange, the color orange, it is Hi-Fi. He is a UEF as a 900. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Cybrans, 2 Seraphim, 1 Aeon. So pretty darn close to an even split, given there's only 7 players and 4 factions, of course. They have all the factions represented on their side of the map. Taking a look at Team 2's eastern side here, we have in Light Oak Tan, it is Spectre Slave 137 playing as a Cybran. He is a 1700, the highest rated player on his team of Team 2, and tied with Dromokus as the highest rated player overall. To his southwest in Snow White, it is Blark 6516 as a UEF as a 1200. In Stitch Blue, we have his next door neighbor, Count Swagula, walking around all swag-like to the middle of the map. He is a 1200, again in Stitch Blue. To his west, we have in not Glow in the Green, but Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Unleash the Beast, not to be confused with Unleash the Beast. He is a Seraphim. He is an 1100. To his northwest, already again on his way to the middle, is Twitchy playing as a Cybran in Pac-Man Yellow. In the southwest direction of his base, we have Rekather playing as a UEF in Lightest Red Pink as a 1500, again a UEF. And last but not least, for Team 2 on the western side of the map, we have in Regal Purple, the Aeon for Team 2. It is Unmaker as a 1000 rated. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have a little bit more of uneven distribution, just a tiny smidgen. They have 3 UEF, 2 Cybran, 1 Seraphim, 1 Aeon. So a little bit more UEF and a little less Seraphim compared to Team 1. But both teams do have at least 1 Aeon player, so both of these teams have all the factions represented on each side of the map. Taking, of course, a look at the reclaim before everybody scoops it all up, if there's even a lot of it. Currently sitting at 28,000 mass and reclaim. Makes my math really, really nice. 2,000 mass per player. And there are some notable clumpage of reclaim to grab. There's an 800 right next door to Unleash the Beast, and then opposite of that, of course, on the eastern half, we have Dromokus and Ayahuasca kind of splitting the difference between that 700 clumpage there. And there are some more 200s. There's a 600 in the background. So there's some easily grabbable reclaim. There's a little bit to fight over in the middle, but Team 1 has theirs. Team 2 has theirs. Maybe a little bit of overlap, but for the most part, it'll be easily securable unless somebody decides to send a transport and try to deny it at a bare minimum. We do want to look at the mechs locations here for players to grab, at least the other ones not included in the main base. We have a Trimex position on the eastern side here for Dromokus. We also have another Trimex position west of that, next to this little pond here for Sandman, and then another Trimex going to Hi-Fi. There are some mexes in the background, a Trimex position that we see in the northwest, and nothing really beyond that in terms of major clumpage. So kind of really a deadening or a no man's land in the middle of the map here along the equator. Maybe we'll see maybe somebody try to grab it, but for the most part, there's really nothing to fight over in this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Team 2 holds up kind of in their own base. Team 1 holds up in their own base, and they start throwing bombs or artillery or nukes, which are just, I guess, big bombs, or just running around with a bunch of experimentals. We'll see how the game goes out. Of course, I know that the game works in terms of no desyncs, but I don't know who wins, so I'll be just as surprised as you. But as we see Hi-Fi trying to run by Team 2's Unmaker, he's going for a range upgrade now. It'll soon finish. Team 2 is aware of the run by because of the sensor package already online for Unmaker. So it's not a big surprise, but again, it is going to be annoying for him at a bare minimum. Eastern side, I did see somebody on an upgrade. I don't remember who it was. We do see a gun upgrade started for Twitchy Mofo in the middle. Looks like Tesla Max. He's on his own upgrade. I would definitely assume gun coming on board for him. T1 units nearby and a T1 PD now moving in intercept, which means that little group of strikers and mech marines is slowly going to be denied a little bit of assistance from Twitchy Mofo. Nice to see that. Gun started for his next door neighbor of Rekather. Gun started here for Unleash the Beast. Gun started for Sandman. He's going for facility and no upgrades yet for the highest rated players in the game on the eastern side. And T2 started for Hi-Fi. Maybe big boat, small pond. Maybe, I don't know how much how much value they're going to get out of that, but we'll see if they go for it. Maybe a little bit more in the middle, but it's the same situation. It's just a small pond. If it was a bigger pond, maybe, or if it stretched longer, maybe, but I mean, you could lock down a little portion of the map there with some AA, some cruisers and aircraft carriers and whatnot, but I just don't know if it'll be worth it long term. We do see the gun upgrade still progressing here for Sandman. Gun upgrade almost done for Beast, almost done for Twitchy, almost done for Rekather. Advanced range started for Unmaker. Regen orange started for Tesla Max. Not going for Nano first, incidentally enough. He does have the gun upgrade already on board now. Eastern side, Germicus going for his gun upgrade, and T1 PD being built by Waska to protect that little bit of a little hillside there. You see a transport laden with, I was going to assume engineers, but no, they're T1. He is Seraphim, so those would be Zooey inbound. They're sending to the middle, probably using the water to traverse, make it easier for them. Gun done for Count Swagger, going for T2 now. Gun done for Unleash the Beast, and he's going to unleash that beast. There's a joke there. And there he goes. He's going to drive away those T1 Aurora from Master of Seasons. They'll start on Twitchy Mofo's Com. Region Aurora almost done. Maybe he's going to go for Nano after this. And in terms of player distribution, in terms of where they're going, we have 3 players on the western side for Team 2. Maybe you can count Unleash the Beast. I kind of count him more to the middle. There's 2 players for Team 2 in the middle. There's 2 on the eastern side. So everybody for Team 2 has left their main base. Team 1, everybody has left their main base to a degree. The only player really not on the front lines that I quickly scan across the map is going to be Carlos. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I am missing somebody. Who am I missing? Oh, 7 right here. 7 right here. I was like, wait, I should see somebody. And Com v Com action has finally occurred. 8 minutes on the clock between Team 2's Unleash the Beast and Team 1's Master of Seasons is heavily going to favor Beast just due to the gun upgrade on board. Will drive Master of Seasons away. He's not pushing. He's letting him escape. Again, there is very much a caution in this game, especially when you're playing on full share or even partial share. Killing somebody off really early, depending on who it is, can backfire because it gives at least the base's eco and all of the structures and stuff to somebody, and that can really jumpstart somebody, especially if it's an air player, because they can get to T3 air really quickly, start bombing you out with either gunships or actually strat bombers, and it's just not a fun time. It's just not enjoyable. We have Unmaker leading his forces. We have Rekather and Twitchy going after Tesla, who probably really wishes he had that Nano upgrade online. And this could be a scenario where Team 2 kills off Tesla Max, and there he goes. He actually Control Ks, doesn't give the credit to the kill to either of them, which, I mean, technically it goes to one of them. Well, at least I think it technically goes to one of them, but game-wise it doesn't. It does kill off all the forces nearby, guaranteeing that Team 2 does not have any reinforcements for now. Unmaker being slightly surrounded, but again, he has advanced range. All he has to do is back up, and he can deal with those Team 1 forces. But assistance inbound from Rekather, and it is now a 7v6. And just right after I was mentioning the fact that killing somebody off really early can backfire, Team 2 does it. They almost did it here against Master of Seasons, but Unleash the Beast let him go. We do see he's actually trying to walk around the wall section. Interestingly enough, looks like his comm got stuck. And to get rid of that little section right there. We do see some Aurora inbound with some scouts to assist with vision. And that will be dealt with here quite nicely. On the eastern side, we have a T1 force going up against a T2 PD base with a nice little... Where is that wall section at like a 90-degree angle almost? Look at that thing. It is just poking out. Just straight up at almost a 90. But Tesla Max has T2 on board. Doesn't really need to worry too much. He has that T2 PD. Very good for taking out T1 forces. I'd say it's a tiny bit worse than the Cerberus, which some people may say that's heresy to say that anything is better or anything is worse than the Cerberus. But the Cerberus is specifically designed for rapid fire, low damage, and not overkilling any target. So you can easily be like, okay, that hit points are not on the 0, switch immediately over to the next target. The laser, it does do a little bit of over damage or overkill just because it just deals obviously a decent amount of damage per laser burst, but then obviously it's going to now swerve to the next target. So it's not 100% perfect. It's definitely better than the Triad for sure. The Oblivion, if the units are grouped together, it's nice, but it's kind of the same situation almost, but not as bad as the Triad. Anyway, we have Volthus inbound to assist, and I don't think they'll last that much longer. Sandman using the water to cover his approach. Team 2 is being pushed back in the middle here. I wish there was 1.15 so I could draw with the right click, but I have to use the Alt key instead. It is unfortunate. Tac missile started on board Ayahuasca's comm. He already has T2, of course, and now he has gun on board. Nano almost done for Drumicus. He does have the stealth upgrade, of course, baked in to be able to even access the Nano upgrade, and Blaric has gun. And Spectral Slave has no upgrades. I think he's the only player for Team 2 that doesn't have any upgrades. On the western side, we have Hi-Fi being shot up by Rekather. Unmaker coming in to assist. Again, it's advanced range, really driving that comm home. Maybe they'll let him go. Maybe they won't. We're going to have to keep a watch out for that because it might be not a great scenario for Team 1 on the western side. They've already lost one player over here, and they could lose a second. Hi-Fi does get a little bit closer to base, but it does look like Team 2 falls back, so they're not going to continue to press. Again, there is the danger if they push too far forward, they can get easily swarmed, and there's no retreat back to base. They have a little bit of a pond there to hide, but they don't want to take the risk nonetheless. And speaking of pushing into the other team's territory, we have gunships for Team 2's, let's see, that's Unleash the Beast going after Sandman. We see some interceptors inbound from Team 1 to deal with the gunships, and they've done quite nicely, but look at that. Hit points almost about 50% gone. He has a lot of forces here. Team 2 doesn't have a lot down here. They definitely need to pull back and assist this. We have T2 Air online for Blog, T3 Air online for Unleash the Beast. We have T3 Air online for Rekather. So we have 3 air players, and that's really hurting them in the land scenario. We have a couple of pillars. That's going to be very, very nice. And some T2 PD mixed in. That should be enough. They'll maybe lose a T2 mix. Maybe a couple of T1 bombers. That's not going to be enough. They're targeting the PD. Probably should be targeting the mexes to do more damage to the eco at a bare minimum. But Sandman escapes. We even have Count Swaggler actually swapping with Sandman's position. Team 2 lost the Trimex position here. Team 1 lost the Trimex position here. And again, same scenario. He's very far forward. He has no support, unlike Team 1 Sandman. So really needs to think about if he wants to stay there or not. And he could reclaim. I mean, the T1 mexes aren't really worth it. T2 mexes would be worth it in terms of reclaiming wise, but it's worrisome at a bare minimum for Swagula. Eastern side, we have Spectre Slave getting some PD online. Still no upgrades on board his commander. I wonder what he was doing with all that mass that he's collecting. Well, he is getting a T3 land facility, and it's online now, pumping out some loyalists. That's nice. Drumiko's still at T2. Looks like he's probably close to T3. Yeah, he's working on it. So those EMP weapons on board, those loyalists would be quite nice, at least for now, for Team 2's Spectre Slave. Missile outbound from Team 1's Ayahuasca going after Count Swaggler. He's just getting beat up this game. Tons of Team 1 bombers overhead from Ayahuasca. A missile inbound going for T2 land headquarters, which is now gone. So that's going to deny T2 units for Team 2 Swaggler for now. We see Sandman going to be approached by... actually, Sandman is doing the approaching on Count's Regular's comm. T3 started on board Carlos's comm. And Unmaker, I don't like how far forward he is. At least go into the pond and do that upgrade. It's kind of risky. I saw Ilshi's running around. Yeah, they're back up there. We see units now moving somewhere to intercept something. I don't know what they're doing, but they're going around. There is no upper plateau access unless you're coming in from the north or the south. Anything west or east, you have to go all the way around, so that's probably what's happening here. 33% climbing, and it's not terrible, but just don't like it. It's just he's rooted to the spot. Strat bombers or something can easily wipe him out. It is a risk. Eastern side, we have Spectre Slave going after Drimokus. We have Loyalist inbound. That's not going to be enough to kill him outright. Maybe I was wrong. He's losing hit points pretty quickly. And I think Spectre Slave again. No. Oh, he does have gun finally on board that commander. I feel like it took a while to get him to that gun. Drimokus is going to die here. Spectre Slave will take some damage from this. And that'll be the kill for Team 2. Oh, a couple more shots. Oh, there he goes. Team 2 scores another kill, dropping it to a 7v5 in Team 2's favor. Western side, did the shield get built? Yes, it did. Definitely risky, like I said, but at least he finishes it. He doesn't have the speed upgrade online, which might bite him in the butt here. But High Five doing a great job of pulling his comm away while his forces just surround the comm of Unmaker. 8,000 hit points already gone. I will note, though, if he loses 4,000 more, he would have died here. Full stop. So he's at 2,000 lost, 3,000 lost. If he gets down to 8,000, he would have died. So it's good that he went for the shield, but he did put himself in not a good position. And mobile missile launcher shooting at Ayahuasca's comm. He's going to be definitely annoyed about that. Count Spraggler still doesn't have a T2 land headquarters online. Probably needs to work on that soon, because he definitely needs the T2 tech to stay alive, especially when he's all the way up here. He does have the T2 engineering suite, but looks like he tried to go for another T2 land headquarters and then got denied, so that's unfortunate. Missile inbound, speaking of which, and it hits the shield and he's fine. Sandman still hasn't tried to kick him out, so at a bare minimum, Team 1 is being denied a Trimax position, which isn't really being reflected in the totals because Team 1 is winning by about 50 to 60. I think that's probably going to change here shortly, though, as on the western side, we have Bricks inbound from Twitchy Mofo. They're going to try to reclaim that Trimax position once again. It's technically Team 1's, but they have decided it's theirs. And eastern side, we still see Spectre Slave pushing a little bit more than he necessarily doesn't really need to, but definitely needs some flack in that mix to deal with all of those Corsairs. They're targeting, looks like the Loyalists is what they're targeting. We have some Vipers still shooting at the PD, almost wiping out that installation, so they're going to push in a little bit. Loyalists will take the battering, but now there's a brick or two online, and that eastern side's definitely not looking good. At least for now, I don't think it's any danger of Ayahuasca losing the main base, but he'll probably lose at least a couple of those mexes on the front line at a bare minimum. And Count Swagler is still sitting there. We have T2... No, those are Rhinos, not Pillars. Inbound from Twitchy Mofo. Going after T2 Mex. I think they might... Ooh, nope. Don't grab it, but it's definitely close. Nice off-map scouting, says Unmaker to all. I'm assuming it's a wide arc is what's going on. We have air ASFs. We have ASFs online for both teams. And actually multiple players for Team 2. We see one group for Rekather, one group for Beast, and T3 Air now online for Blarg. So he might go for gunships, considering his other two teammates in air already have ASFs online. I feel like that is the best idea in that regard. Team 1, we see Master of Seasons has T3 Air, and his next door neighbor of Carlos has air, and he's producing the ASF. Same with him, so that's probably why he went gunships. Nobody else T3 air yet. We see a couple of T2 air headquarters, but no T3. And then still T2 land on Hi-Fi's western side. Gunships, again, these ones are not known for their air-to-ground weapons. They're known for their AA weapons. And you can see just how long it takes to kill stuff on the ground. But again, as I always say, 1,000 of anything will kill anything. ASF's engage, but again, The AA weapons are what we're looking out here. We have more ASFs inbound. They go, nope, I'm not doing that. And they fall back. Probably a smart idea because they were going to lose the fight anyways. And it looks like Carlos is now getting some Ravagers online, so that's going to stop the inbound aggression from Twitchy. 19, almost 20 minutes on the clock. Team 1 has lost 2 players, being Drimacus and Tesla Max. Team 2 has not lost anybody yet, making it a 7v6 eco situation. 1,000 versus almost 1,000. I don't know how long that 1,000 has been there. So we'll just say 50 mass and call it a day unless I see it go 1.1. Okay, never mind. It's not going to go 1.1 while I look at it. Watchbot never boils or something like that. We have Viper shooting at Count Swagler's base. Tons of AA emplacements. Definitely a smart idea. Getting more AA just in case those restorers come to say hi. But there's Bricks inbound. I'm kind of surprised there's no Percy's moving over here. But it's Cybran, and Seraphim. So maybe Authams are maybe going to transition more westward. Bombers are inbound, but again, and Corsairs, the shield definitely needs a companion because one shield is definitely not enough. And one Team D against Cybran missiles, you need at least 2, if not 3. As you can see, they pierce the shielding. Corsairs targeting, ooh, is that the radar system? And the shield generator, so both not good things. He really needs to get that TMD up and running. And we see a couple of gunships starting to run around here for Team 2. Looks like there was another air fight for Team 1 and Team 2. Looks like the ASFs are gone. There is a nice little Titan running around from Carlos. And looks like Team 1 has lost at least a little bit of the air. I think mainly just Carlos's air went in. We do see Ras being built on Rector's Com. He does have he has Nano and Shield. Ayahuasca moving into assist. Count Swagler, get out of there. Get out of there. Overcharge does damage heavily those 2 bricks right there. And we have some Titans inbound. We have a brick inbound. We have the Com, of course, Ayahuasca here. It's gun, missile, and T2. We could see a close-range missile shot. Maybe, maybe not. He is loaded. He could go for it. Bricks do have Torps on board. And we see, I think he's just going to let Count Swagler get out of there, maybe. We see the forces for Sandman targeting only the units. No Torp launchers yet. There is one being built. Oh, Swagler dropping into the yellow. Needs to get underwater immediately. He does get a rank in veterancy, but he's just taking the long way around. He is going to die here. If he dies here, he's going to die. Oh, there's some Torp launchers from the eastern side. And, yeah, the trap was laden, and nice kill from Team 1. Either it was drop in the water or it was die on land. He kind of needed a mix of both there. That's the first kill for Team 1 at 6v5 now for total comms alive. And, yeah, that was definitely a long-term thing that Swagula definitely needed either a lot more stuff there, which he probably did need that, or he just needed to leave earlier, and I think he probably should have just left earlier. But it does benefit. I know how cold it is to say, well, player died. That's great for somebody. It's not great, but what's the word I want to look for? The unfortunate side effect, I should say, is that somebody else on Team 2 gets his base, which means I think Blarg will keep it for now. Maybe he'll keep it permanently. It probably went to Spectre Slave. He transferred it over immediately to Blarg, and that'll give him more eco for either ASFs or bombers. Either ASFs, bombers, or gunships. I feel like gunships might be more important right now, but we'll see. I feel like taking care of these T3 armies running around, especially on this eastern side, is definitely going to be something to watch out for. Lots of forces stacking up for both teams, mainly for Hi-Fi, when we have a large group of bricks and harbingers against a T2 and T1 force. I mean, again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything. I'll say it every day till I'm blue in the face. But it does make a difference after a while if those other units are teched up. And we have missile snipe inbound. Unmaker should be fine. There's some TMD here, more than enough to deal with it. It was a nice snipe attempt, but I mean, even if the TMD wasn't there, the first missile would have hit the shielding, the second missile would have hit the shielding, and then the third missile would have hit Unmaker's comm, and that would have lost him all of his shielding. It would have needed another barrage. Speaking of which, there's one inbound, but it's not going to work. There's, Aeon SMDs, not SMD, but TMD here. And that grabs multiple missiles at a time. As you can see, all 3 of them by 1 flare. Those things are really, really powerful. So launching only a couple at a time is not going to be worth it. There is a Fat Boy online now for Carlos. I think that's the first experimental of the game. Surprised that it's the Fat Boy, considering we have Cybrins in the game and Monkey Lords are a thing. No experimental construct. Oh, no, there's one barely started for Blarg. And look like Team 2 is Twitchy's going to skip. Monkey go straight for Crab. Team 1, nothing of the sort yet, besides just the Fat Boys being built by Carlos. So almost 20. Oh, okay, I will note that Billy Nuke has been spotted. And that's going to be nice for Team 2, especially on this western side. They can grab lots of kills with that. Not super big Billy Nuke, but it makes a difference against land armies for sure. Not against Loyalists, of course, because they have redirection missile systems on board. So be careful with that. But anyway, Cybrins over here engaging one another. I did see a Percy shot mixed in. Yep, we see some Percys. I don't know if they were handed over to from Blarg or he built them, but he built them himself or Blarg built it for him and then he transferred it over. But he's producing Percys. Nice. I will applaud that every day of the week. He's actually only exclusively building Percys now, it looks like. Oh, no, he's building bricks right here. Okay, but he's building a mix of both, which I love to see. Units designed for taking out, highly dense HP units and bricks that are mainly going to be dealing with all of the less, not lesser units, but units that just have lesser amounts of HP. Usually those are the parashields, sniper bots, the missile launchers, all of the everything except the mainline bots, which are the the Percy, the Brick, the Harbinger, and the Autumn. But you can kind of throw the Loyalist and the Titan in there. We have Brick stacking up over here. We have a Fat Boy inbound. Restore is getting a little bit too cocky, but they're not pushing in too far yet. We do see the Billy Nuke Lance takes out a chunk of the shielding, about 12,000 capacity worth. So a couple more of those Billies, and that will be the end of that. One of the 2 dead players for Team 1 Drimica still in the game. Love to see that, being the eye in the sky or the man behind the chair or the man behind the curtain or whatever other phrase. That's just somebody that's not visible but is there helping out. And he's assuming, I think he pointed out, yep, right there. He can see the comm. He's the only UEF over here, which would make sense. He's he's the furthest forward comm for Team 2 on that western front. Actually in the game right now. It was Swagula, but we saw what happened to that. Another Billy Nuke inbound, going to grab a decent amount of Percys and Ilshis. Nice grab. That's going to be 4-star vet, 5-star vet? 5-star vet, 14.3k mass kill. Nice grab there. It's going to weaken those forces from stacking up. Makes it a little bit easier. Another missile barrage inbound, and I don't know if it's going to work. That's what, number 3, number 4? It's not. If it first don't succeed, yeah, try again, but try it differently maybe, because that one TMD is going to go, yep, those are mine, thank you, bye. It's not going to work, and that's mass and energy just being thrown at that unnecessarily. We do see the flooding in from Team 1's Ayahuasca. Again, it's double base versus single base, and even though raiding is a thing, it's not the end-all be-all. We have Titans trying to hold the line. We have more Percys inbound. We have Bombers inbound from Blarg. We have another Billy Nuke land next to the Fat Boy. Fat Boy shielding is still online, but another set and group of those forces for Team 1's Carlos is ripped apart. Gunships inbound. We have a Yathotha inbound. We have ASFs inbound. We have more Restorers inbound. And we have ASFs inbound from Team 2's Unleash the Beast. We have missiles raining in from Small Pond. Some AA being built. And, of course, there's also the mobile AA of the cruisers. We see, we could see a quad ASF fight. Another Billy Nuke lands, takes out a chunk of forces for Team 1 once again. That's 2 Fat Boys online now for Team 1. And the ASFs have to engage. The comm is nearby. You definitely want to go for it. Looks like the comm is engaged. And he's underneath a little bit of parashields for a brief moment. That's going to be more than enough to protect him for the most part. ASFs engage. More Restorers inbound. And there is some AA mixed in here from Team 2. At least I thought I saw some. Maybe it's already dead, but Spectre Slave's still alive, almost on 2-star vet. ASFs are gone pretty much for Team 2, so that's not helpful. Oh, there's some T1 AA. I was going to say, I saw some shots raining in from the ground. That's a decent amount of restores, though. T3 AA being spammed up. Spectral Slave underneath dual parashields just to cover himself as much as possible. More parashields coming online to assist him. I'm going to look very closely. No. Okay, nothing too crazy going back over here because I heard an explosion. I thought something happened. And lots of conversation in chat. We have Percy's trying to prevent reinforcements from arriving. Spectral Slave underneath. Stationary shield. And they're like, oh, did we go for it? That brief moment might be enough to save him. Another Restorer dead. And more ASFs inbound. Oh, Spectral Slave dropping below 2,500. Get underneath the shielding. He gets the shield online. He walks underneath the new shield. 700 hit points remain. More ASFs inbound from Beast. Another T2 shielding going to be built. That's going to protect him. Oh, look at that. Just barely. Another T2 shield. He's got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. That one's going to go down. The Restorer is dead, but it doesn't matter because there he goes. He Control K is killing off a massive amount of stuff. He actually, I don't know if he did this on purpose, but he Control K'd everything in his base. I don't think that was on purpose. But he would have died very soon after that anyways due to the Thotha there. He killed off a ton of ASFs. Some remain, a couple specifically, but with that death, it's now a 5v5 tied-up game, 30 minutes almost on the clock. And we have a group of Percy stacking up, just waiting to have some chicken sandwiches. And I don't think that chicken's going to be happy about that. You have to eat more chicken. I can imagine the cow somewhere is just painting a billboard somewhere to say, eat more chicken. And yeah, that's not going to work. But the whole base is dead. Like I said, I think that was accidents. You can go forward if you don't have 3. Team D can't move up, or that happens. Don't know what that's in reference to. Maybe this. Who knows? But that is a dead base for Team 2. They do lose a little bit of eco. They're behind Team 1 now. I think it was about even. But with the death of that, again, a 5v5. Team 1's lost Tesla Max and Drimacus first, and then they lost. Team 2 lost Counts Regular, and then Spectre Slave, making this a 5v5. And I will note, I didn't note this in the beginning, a lot of the players in this game are part of the FC clan, so I would assume they're on comms for the most part. So I would assume there's a conversation about Spectres have been like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. I was Control King as the ASF flew overhead, and I blew everything up. Apologies, that sort of thing. But anyway, let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win, of course, because why not at this point? It's about half mark. We roughly kind of know situation is. Maybe we have inklings about who's going to win. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win. Of course, if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And again, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe, do all those things. I'm really, really thankful for when the number goes up because it just shows that people care. And some Restorers just eating that ice cream sandwich alive. That's a very interesting image to have in my head. Never mind. Don't think about that. Just think about them eating an ice cream sandwich. And that's a dead fat boy. There is a Thotha now online for Unleash the Beast. It needs to go eastward. But those Percys, those Knights, are not going to have a fun time over there with all of the AA in the area. We see a little bit of airlocking happening. Couple of Corsairs going after T3 land headquarters, it looks like. And yeah, we do see an SMD online. We have a couple of gunships fleeing. Western side, kind of more of a stalemate. We have a GC online for Team 2 now. Nuke online for Team 2. And it's half loaded already. That's not good for Team 1. Unless they've already spotted it. But those poor Knights in Shining Armor just got massively eviscerated. And that chicken survives. It's heavily damaged, but still a couple of bricks from the water have emerged. Creatures from the Black Lagoon or something coming up to say hi. We have units down the middle. They're being shot at by 2 FAF warriors, which good luck getting anywhere near Team 1's front line with 2 of them shooting at you. And big ticket items, artillery started for Carlos. Donut started for Team 1's Master of Seasons. We have a Nuke started for Sandman. He's getting more pigeons, mass FAF farms. Getting more pigeons for Ayahuasca. Crab all day. Seeing about crab barragoons or something. And the eastern side still a weak point for Team 2. I don't know if Team 1 will continue to attack on this vector now, but it's still working, and they're going to try to deny that base for Team 2 as long as possible. Team 1, 2.2 to 1.9. Now let's see if Team 1 knows about the... Nope. They don't know about the nuke. And that thing is loaded. And please fire it sooner rather than later. There is an SMD and it's not loaded. There is an SMD here. It is loaded. So going after that base isn't going to work. SMD is loaded and SMD is not loaded. Nuke is inbound and it's going somewhere, of course. Oh, it's going for this base. There it is. I was looking for the icon. SMD there. That's not going to load in time, obviously. That's not going to load in time. Another nuke inbound. There's a second nuke launcher. There's one down here. Where's that second nuke going to go? It's going to go right there. So the T2 naval, C3 naval headquarters is going to die. That's going to hurt. He just finished it like 5 seconds ago. Oh, that's unfortunate. We have landing inbound from High 5 using the water to get around. And there goes that first nuke. Boom! Kills off 5 mechs is there. And then second nuke will kill off all that. Kaboom! Wipes out none of the mechs, which I feel like it could have been a little bit further over to maybe grab those. But Billy Nuke wipes them out anyways. Never mind. Sorry. Inflicted a little bit of caster curse on you. Sorry. It's like, oh, there's a thing here. Oh, it's gone now. Okay, never mind. Well, 2 nukes and a little nuke lands. Nice kabooms all around. This base is gone. There's still a T2 air headquarters, but I don't know if Ayahuasca will use it that much. He has a T3, one back here, and it's Seraphim, so he can produce his fighter bombers out of that. Here's the nuke for Sandman, getting some hives to assist it soon. Donut almost done. Ayahuasca bomb, or sorry, not Ayahuasca, but Ayahuasca bomb almost done. GC inbound to grab those Percy's Billy Nuke clips. I think a couple of them. I think that's 1 dead max. It was probably actually dead before that Billy Nuke launched anyway. Second nuke, half loaded. Second nuke, half loaded. And how's the artillery going for Carlos? It's still in the yellow. It's not close to the green yet. SMD is loaded to a 3rd time. It's really assisting that SMD. We could see maybe an edge nuking over here, but I don't know if it's really worth it. Another Billy Nuke inbound, and Team 1 just does not have TMDs online, which I feel like such a missed opportunity. Even if you just throw some loyalists in there, even if it's just 1 or 2 or 3 kind of just patrolling around, that'd be more than enough. But it's going to wipe out a couple of PGens, which is, and E-storages, which is something, I guess. But boom. Take something out. It keeps Team 1 on their toes. You throw it down the middle here. PGen being wiped out. That's going to hurt. The Soothsayer intel gathering installation, essentially the glorified I'm a big giant sensor package just pinned to the ground. That's gone. And we now have that Tsar inbound. Royalty has arrived. And it's going to stomp everybody out. Nuke is not shielded. What is wrong with you? Build, at least you have shielding all around, but that. Why? Shielding does protect the nuke. Appreciate it. Nuke is going to launch. And it's going for the base. Is there an SMD? Yes, there is. Is it loaded? Yes, it is. So it will get shot down at a bare minimum. Another Billy Nuke lands pretty close to that Ayahuasca bomb. I always want to say ayahuasca. But Ayahuasca bomb are being built. And a couple of bricks on the eastern side. Donut, I mean, it's acting as a enticing target for Team 2 to go after. Anti-nuke says Ayahuasca, and there is an anti-nuke, so the nuke isn't really going to be a concern. But if Team 2 fires another and another before that SMD reloads, that'll be the death of that base. The nuke is going. Does Team 2 have SMDs? I didn't even check Team 2. No. No. Oh, nope, it's hitting all the blue. Another nuke outbound to go into the same spot. No, we're going to try to edge nuke. And I think it's not going to work. Yeah, see, the problem with the edge nuking is the nuke goes do-do-do-do-do-do and then makes a tiny curve as it goes down. So it actually kind of clips certain things. So if it's not careful enough... Oh, see, you just got to fire it just a tiny smidgen further south, and that would have been it. So you got to watch out for that game mechanic of it just kind of curving over. Billy Nuke is going to land in the middle of that space, though. Boom. It's just that would have been a brutal nuke, by the way. Would have probably grabbed both of the Fat Boys too. Oof. But still, lovely attempt though by Team 2. They're using the nukes to their advantage. Artillery still not online. We have that bomber online. Another donut coming online. We have Master of Seasons. The donut. Oh. ASFs. They're going to go for it. They are going to go for it. Donut deactivates its laser. And the ASFs go, psych. We're going after those ASFs. Oh, that's not a great turn. I don't even know what happened there. And that's going to be a win for Team 2. We even have more ASFs inbound and some reinforcements from Twitchy. And ASFs inbound from Ayahuasca to assist. But that's just going to be a bloodbath. And that donut's going to try to flee as fast as possible. There's some AA back here. There's flak, but it's better than nothing. ASF's inbound from Carlos, and they're going to fall back. So Team 2 has air control. Donut inbound. Where is it going? Oh, I have an idea. Is it going to drop a payload? It doesn't drop a payload on top of the... What are you doing? You're not dropping a payload on the nuke? Oh, you're going for the air grid. Okay, that makes sense. That's going to hurt. There goes that. T3 air quarters is fine. Lands right next to the air grid's, former position, because there was pretty much an air grid there. But, the air grid's dead for the most part, but I don't know. That would have probably been more impactful. And now there's a shield there, so... Now we have counter bombs coming up. Bombers online for Team 2. Not yet, but coming online. 3 GCs, one of them positioned in front of the water just in case something funny happens from Team 1. And we have lovely use of faction advantages for the bricks. The Percys neither have torp defense or torpedoes of their own, so they are forced out of the water. Nice grab there. Even if they don't kill anything off, it's like, yeah, you can't go this way because you're going to get shot at the entire time, so don't go that way. Eastern side, we have three sets of ASFs? 2 sets of ASFs. Where's, oh, well, that's what he's doing. I was like, what is Blarg doing? He has double base. He's rebuilding over here now. It took him a minute to get over there, but he finally got over there. That's, we'll see if that's built. I'm not going to jinx it yet, but that maybe will end the game. Hence, obviously it's a coined category of installation being game ender. Tons of SACUs being built for massive eco influx, just juicing his veins there. Carlos and everybody else on Team 1 at 2.5, collectively Team 2 at 2,000. And Nuke is loaded. It isn't fired yet. Again, Team 2 does not have SMDs protecting this nuke. So Team 1's got to fire it sooner rather than later. Artillery finally is done. No pigeons next to it to increase its fire rate. Definitely a missed opportunity there. It is shielded, which that's something, but no Billionix, and still no Loyalists over here. I mean, your opponent's been firing constantly. Yeah, I know the Cybrans over here on the eastern side, because that's Sandman and Drimokus. But, I mean, just redirect them at a minimum, or shoot them down, or something. But there's not a lot of Team D. We do see some being built by Hi-Fi, but nothing really being built by Carlos. Eastern side, we have a Fat Boy getting absolutely caught unawares. There's a Fat Boy wreck. I don't know if that's the same one from earlier that got killed off by the Restorers or not. But the Fat Boy's not targeting the Monkey Lord. They probably would have killed it off by now. Nuke is outbound from Team 2 once again. And that Fat Boy is going to get eaten for breakfast. That's for sure. Definitely don't eat ice cream in the morning unless you really want to eat ice cream in the morning. I can't tell you what to do. Wouldn't recommend it, but, Ooh, that's another clump of Titans dead. SMD should have been loaded by now, so that nuke... Oh, it dropped short, and that's gonna be a really good nuke. Kaboom! That's a lot of dead Percys. Oofda. Oofda. It's second Fat Boy. That's gonna go down. That's a oofda. The Monkey Lord's dead now, but 2 Fat Boys dead. Maybe that third one. That's not great. Bomber inbound from Ayahuasca. Awasa Bomber. Is there much? There's some AA in the area. Lots of flak. And there goes the Bomber. Lands right on top of that Fat Boy. Kills off the surrounding units. Doesn't kill off the Fat Boy, of course. It's not an all-powerful bomb. Not like the YOLO. Nuke is still loaded. This nuke did land. Killed off a whole bunch of stuff. 91,000 mass. 172 kills with that thing. I bet it got half of its kills with that last nuke. There goes the payload. Drops on top of more of the AA. There goes the ASFs moving in, grabbing the bomber. And gunship's inbound to assist. I feel like a little bit too late, but hey, better late than never, I guess. Team 1, you got to think about how ending the game because you're just... That's another bomber dropped on Team 2 side of the map. We do see the air grid not really being rebuilt. I guess he needs more engineers first, probably. He's getting some shielding to protect. Love to see that. This is a little concerning, but, you know. Ooh, that hurts. The nuke is fine, but the air grid is gone. And Beast is going to get him more shielding, but that's got to hurt. Another bomber about half done, or that bomber half done. How is our lovely extension device? Mavor is at 25% now and climbing 42 minutes. Another Bowie nuke lands. Man, Team 2's Wrecker just won't stop. 102,000 mass. I might have to call him the new Bowie nuke ambassador. No, I can't do that because that title is reserved for one person and one person only at this point. I mean, for those of you who don't know, it's Ferv. So, for those of you who don't know, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And gunships just get absolutely eviscerated. I know there's not a lot of numbers there for Team 2, but, I mean, the ASFs are distracted at a minimum. You might get some damage done to them. All the ASFs are over here. Land Army is moving in. Get a nice little cinematic shot for about 30 seconds, but look at all of those bouncers. Yeah, bouncers. But look at all of the Percies for Team 1. That's, yeah, good luck getting through that. And the forces go, it's probably a good idea, and we're going to fall back and try another day. But what it does do is all of these forces are now kind of nicely grouped together, and there's 3 GCs over here. And Billy Nuke, it's not going to get... Oh, it's going to get more. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, it gets redirected. Finally, 43 minutes. There's the redirect. I was going to say it's taken forever to get that thing. And Nuke is inbound. They probably won't be able to go over here for the artillery piece, but going after the SMD at a minimum. But no, the gunship's going to just rip those GCs apart. Nuke is outbound from Team 2. This one still has not fired. Probably should fire that shortly. Scathus thought about for Ayahuasca. Artillery done for Carlos once again. Still no pigeons surrounding it. Still a missed opportunity. Artillery done for Team 2. Satellite done for Hi-Fi. That's actually High-Five, technically. But I keep saying Hi-Fi for whatever reason. And Nuke is loaded once again. Artillery right there, getting surrounded quite properly. Another one going to be built. I do like the fact that we have an artillery piece surrounded by PGens, which are kind of surrounded by air facilities, which are then surrounded by shields, which are then going to build more stuff over here. It's kind of an all-in-one base almost. At least you're doubling up on the PGen assistance. Still taking its time. Still don't know about it, though. Not a lot of scouting on this eastern side, at least. Air scout, or not air scout, but spy plane gets taken out. Team 2 doing a very good job of denying intelligence gathering. And if Team 1 doesn't know what you're up to, then they can't plan to counter you. At least they can try. They can try to counter something, but they don't know exactly what to counter. Intelligence is more than half the battle, I feel like. Nuke is inbound. Another nuke in. They're just going to kill everything. They're like, kill that. We don't like that. Kill that. And you can imagine me like pointing my finger at the screen like, we don't like that. Nuke that. I had a interesting day at work today. So I'm kind of a little hyper if you can't figure that out. Here comes double nukage. Unfortunately, doesn't kill off the Fat Boy, but it's a boom. It's not a kaboom, but it's a boom. I think just a little bit of coordination. That nuke definitely didn't need to go. But, you know, kill secure, I guess, but didn't kill off any Fat Boy. So a little bit of a missed opportunity. But nonetheless, I feel like somebody from Team 2 should help Blark. He's about half done now. He actually is half done. Not underneath shield coverage. Not the best idea, but, you know, he's back pretty much at the back of Team 2's base anyways. We see a Fat Boy. We see a Thotha warning about a chicken and a monkey inbound. Billy Nuke inbound. That's going to miss. 3 donuts inbound with ASFs moving in behind them. Where are the ASFs? Oh, they're over here. Move over there. Move over there. And look, they're going to move on an intercept course. Nice. ASFs inbound from Carlos. Everything is going for it. This might be the move. Billy Nuke, I think it grabbed maybe a couple of ASFs. Here they come. Just going straight for those donuts. We have Corsairs inbound going for the Monkey Lord first. It's the faster of the two. Remember the chicken right behind the 2 experimentals. That's not good, and that's going to be a lot of free damage onto that crab from that chicken. Nice ambush there by Unleash the Beast. AA going to do its greatest job of just fire. First donut is down. Second donut about to fall, and there goes the third one. Looks like they were going for the Fat Boy, but that's going to be a lot of reclaim for Team 2 to scoop up. That is unfortunate. A lot of dead ASFs, I will note, for Team 2, so that's not great. But at a bare minimum, they stopped the 3 donuts that were coming to say hi. And, yeah, not too great. The chicken is dead, I will note, but look at all the dead ASFs. Look at them all. Ooh, that's a lot. How much is on the map? 400, almost 1,000 reclaim on the map. Team 2 and Team 1 have pretty much enough to build whatever they want. And the SMD, oh, that's going to suck. SMD is going to go down. Does he have a backup? No, he does. Oh, no, he does. Does it cover enough? I think if the nuke lands here, it might hit the artillery piece, maybe. But this needs to be answered immediately. Another Megalith inbound. We have a satellite overhead from High Five, still doing a great job. Nuke is inbound. It does hit this base. SMD is immediately rebuilt. It's not going to be enough in time, but he does stave off disaster because they don't know what's back there. They definitely would have targeted that if they knew about it. How's the Scathis going for Team 1? Well, we have a group effort. Both Ayahuasca and Sandman are building it, and actually have surpassed the Mavor. It's now in the green for Team 1. Artillery piece started for Master of Seasons. Nuke started for Carlos. He's outdone with that. Another artillery started for Carlos. And we have artillery rating in on the SMD on the western side. And our counter artillery looks like an air facility got taken out. I always want to say ASF facility because that's what some of them produce. But kaboom! There goes that. Wipes out that base for Blarg. Bomber almost done. Nuke is almost reloaded once again. Nuke is gone. Nuke is gone for Team 2. Looks like they maybe reclaimed it. Well, maybe. And I hear another chicken firing somewhere. We have a chicken over here for Team 1's Ayahuasca. We have a crab down the middle. Team 2 don't really have a lot to counter it. Lots of AA going to get wiped out. Mavor is in the green. Bomber inbound. We have bricks inbound as well. They will catch up to that Megalith. And again, they have you still have to deal with. Scathis is almost online. It is online. Lost 1 HP for some random reason. Shields being built immediately. Love to see that. We have Euthotha crashing on the western side. That's going to get hit by a Billy Nuke, I think, if it doesn't get redirected by a Loyalist that's nearby. And maybe? I don't know. Ayahuasca. No, Ayahuasca. I always want to say Ayahuasca. He's in the game. It makes saying the Ayahuasca bomber harder. And the crab is down. And looks like the chicken's going to fall suit. That's a ton of AA, a ton of Skyboxers. Mega with it. Mavor is right there. Looks like they might be going for said Mavor. Do they know about it? They know about it. And guess where that Scathis is not firing? That's a missed opportunity there. Anyway, Nuke is loaded. Bomber going to drop a payload on top of that chicken's head. We have 2 Fat Boys inbound. Those are the Fat Boys that have been alive for a while now. And Strap Bombers inbound, helping out the chickens. They actually headshot that chicken quite nicely. That Fat Boy is not too good. Oh, it's in range. That SMD is barely in range. So it will shoot down that nuke. That is real close. Unless there's a YOLO somewhere and it just completely overwhelms the SMD. But the Mavor is down, and guess where that's targeting? Great job there. It's going to pierce those shielding very, very quickly. And that's going to be still, it's not firing at the Mavor. It's such a missed opportunity. But we have Loyalist and a chicken in the base for Regular. He is retreating. The nuke is shot down. The Mavor is not... Oh, it... Wait, what? Did it change targets? It had to have changed targets. What? Why? Wait. What? Why are you shooting it? Why are you guys not shooting at each other? What is this? And your thoughts are going to be killed off. Billy Nuke inbound once again from Rector, still launching him. And that's going to do a decent amount of damage. He led the target quite nicely. It's going to miss. Oh, but it gets redirected anyway, so psych. That's got to hurt. Western side is collapsing. Eastern side starting to collapse as well. The Scath is the priority target. It looks like the first artillery piece is in danger for Carlos. Nuke is inbound. Is it a close defense nuke? Oh, it's going to nuke this position, so that's going to be gone. GC about half done there. Scath is not targeting the Mavor. The Mavor not targeting the... What is wrong? Target the Mavor. What are you doing? That's... Another Billy Nuke inbound. I think there's more loyalists still in this mix, so it's not going to matter. Oh, maybe they wiped them all out. Ooh, Billy Nuke could wipe out the ASFs if it hits. It does not, but it kills off a chunk of units. They're going for the nuke from Team 2's Unleash the Beast. Nuke will fire. It'd be really funny if it hits a ASF, though. Ooh, there goes the air grid. That's got to hurt. Oh, is that a land grid? That's a land grid. Apologies. He's getting out of there. And the chicken is going to kill off the nuke. Is it a close range? Oh, please tell me it's a close range. Oh, it's not. Oh, that's unfortunate. That'd have been a super close range. SMD is not down. Oh, SMD is down, but it's almost loaded. That one is not loaded. It's going to be close. And there's the Scathus wiping out the Mavor. That's super unfortunate. And we have 3 players for Team 2 over here underneath some shielding, but the Restorers are breaking through. Eastern side, we have Blarg over there. We have Maker under the water. Shielding is targeted. It's just not a good day. I'm going to split. Oh, if I split things, I'm going to miss the kill. Maybe not. Split to Blarg. Make sure I cover his death. And then we have Twitchy, Rekather, and Unleash the Beast being shot at. Chicken's going to grab that. Control K from Rekather, it looks like. And there goes Blarg right after him. Yep, that's a Control K. That's going to be a kill for Team 1. Blarg is defeated by Carlos. Oh, looks like artillery got him. Oh, at least his artillery got him. And then there goes... Oh, Carlos... actually, Carlos has been defeated by Unmaker with a GC. Nice grab there. And then Twitchy Mo from the remainder of Team 2 flee. Ooh, that was a nice little kill at the very end there from a GC. Team 1 wins the game. I feel like Team 1 was in a not great position for a while, but going for the Scathus kind of kick-started the entire land attack. Granted, I was very much questioning why they were going after this. And yeah, they were going after this because the land capabilities, like producing a bunch of land very quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I still think the game ended would have been the first target. I also think Blarg should have gone after the Scathus first. Yeah, it was getting shielding. Honestly, there's not a lot here. Yeah, there's hives, but there's not a lot of shielding here for a Mavor specifically. And it's just, I think it's such a missed opportunity. That would have given, at least alleviated a little bit of the pressure. We do see 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery pieces online. Is that the... No, that's that same one, I think. There's at least 3. Maybe there was 4. There was one back here for a high 5. He also got a satellite online for a while. Nothing over here on the eastern side. But yeah, that grouping together for Sandman and Ayahuasca, I don't say Awasa Bomber, definitely helped Team 1 get back into it. And then the land push. Not as much over here. Not as much down here. But definitely over here. Wiped out just the middle and then went west. And that was it. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite moment of the video was. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of it. I really do appreciate it. MVP for me. I think the teamwork between Sandman and Ayahuasca definitely needs to be applauded, because taking 2 players eco, combining it into roughly 1, and then building a game into very quickly definitely helped. So but I don't see any like super bright spots. I mean, Team 2, if Blarg won it with the Mavor, maybe I would have given him the MVP award if his team won, but still, it wasn't like, oh my goodness, this person did so many good moves, but it was just, he's doing good, he's doing this. So I am leaning towards Ayahuasca and Sandman, but let me know down in the comments if you agree or not. Thank you so much for watching the very end of the video, and I will see all of you in the next one.